So you've been hurt on the job. You have let's say you have an ongoing workers' compensation claim, and your authorized treating doctor has said, you can go back to full duty. You're ready to go back to work. Well, you don't feel like you can go back to work. You don't feel like you're ready. So you go to your family doctor who you've had for years. You know this doctor. You've known him for a long time. So, Doc, I don't feel like I can go back to work. He says, sure, Charlie. I'll write you out of work. You write your work note and you don't show up for work. Okay? In your workers' compensation claim, you need to understand that paper is not worth anything. And we're going to talk about why. Hey, folks, if I'm representing you and you're getting this, I'm Joe Miller, a lawyer. If not, I'm Joe Miller, an attorney, workers' compensation lawyer in Virginia and North Carolina. And today we're talking about the fact that only your authorized treating physician has the power in your workers' comp claim to either give you restrictions out of work, give you work restrictions or take you out of work, or prescribe for you authorized treatment that the comp carrier will pay for. Okay, so let's explore that a little bit further. So in the scenario we just described, you, like we said, you don't feel like you can work, so you go to your treating, to your family doctor because you don't like what the treating doctor has to say. You can't do that. Okay. The only really, if you have an authorized treating physician and they sent you back to work, the only thing that we can do sometimes is, first of all, we're going to look at what the physical therapists say. Sometimes there's a conflict and maybe your physical therapist says you're not ready to go back to work. That could have an impact, because if we can prove that your authorized doctor is not paying attention to the evidence, we could use that. Or sometimes you may be forced to go and try to go back to your full duty. And if you can't do it, you need to pay attention to what you can't do. Go back to your authorized doctor only, and say, Doc, I tried it. These are the things on the job that I could not do because of my injuries. I'm still in pain. And hope to God and pray that he or she is going to listen to you and maybe either bring you back out of work or give you some type of restrictions, send you to a functional capacity exam, or modify maybe a functional capacity exam that you've already had based on your complaints. That could also happen. So just understand, though, that doctor is the only person that has the power to do that. Your family doctor can't do it. Your dentist can't do it. They can't do it. Okay, now, sometimes what you do need to understand is, as you go along in a claim, the parts of your body that, and the doctors that treat you can change. The authorized physician can change over time based on what's wrong with you. For instance, let's say you've had a surgery. You've had let's say a back fusion or something like that. And the surgeon, has treated you and then said, look, I've done everything I can for you and you're still hurting. And he says, okay, well, I'm going to refer you to pain management now. But I'm pretty much, I'll see you in 6 months or 9 months once you're, maybe at maximum medical improvement, or we'll see if you're healed up or what have you. But in the meantime, he's out of the case. All right. So now really what's happened is your pain doctor has become your ongoing authorized treating physician. So in that case, that doctor, the pain doctor, as an example, would be able to write you out of work. Also, sometimes there's doctors that treat different parts of your body. So let's say you've got a shoulder injury, okay, but you also have a knee injury. And from the shoulder doctor's perspective, you're perfectly capable of returning to work. But what he'll say is from a shoulder perspective. But the knee doctor, let's say you have a different doctor that's treating your knee, he says, no, your knee's in no condition for you to return to work. I want you to stay out of work. So that note will take precedence and you don't have to return to work under those circumstances. So those are scenarios where you need to get a return to work note. Also, let's talk about another aspect. The authorized treating physician, whoever that may be, is also the only one who can order treatment. The only one who can order treatment that the workers' compensation carrier, assuming you have a accepted claim or a claim where you're under an award, the only one that can order treatment that they have to pay for. If, let's say, you're getting treatment, you're saying, hey, I think I need an MRI. And you go to your family doctor and say, hey, can you order me an MRI? Sure, Charlie, I can get you an MRI. And they order an MRI for you. The workers' compensation carrier doesn't have to pay for that. Why? Because the order did not come from your authorized treating doctor. It came from your private doctor who you have been seeing for years, but has nothing to do with your workers' comp claim. So those are the situations where you really need to get an authorized treating physician to give an opinion either about your work restrictions or about what treatment that you need. Outside of that, maybe you can get some other treatment, but you're not going to get workers' comp to pay for it. All right. So I hope that's explained that issue. I thank you for listening. If you have any other questions about your claim, please don't hesitate to call us. Joe Miller Law, out.